this guitar, you know, it's a 1200 odd quid Gibson. It should be brilliant. It's all a bit tight-arse, isn't it? It's all a bit, oh, you know. I don't think it's worked out as a guitar yet. If you want to get a new set of pickups and put them in a guitar, it's easy, quite frankly. If I can do it, anyone can. Definitely better than the original Gibson controls. He's brought this guitar to life. Once you've done stuff like this, you've bonded with the guitar. It's not going to work, is it? Hello everyone, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Guitaristas. So today, we're going to try and fix my Gibson SG Special. This one here. We looked at this several weeks ago, didn't we? When I say fix it, it's not broken. It's just a little bit, meh. What's the word, meh? So I reviewed this guitar, did a full deep dive review of this guitar several weeks back. Links in the description box, obviously, as always. Done a full review, and then after that we did a comparison with the Epiphone SG Special and the Gibson Custom Shop SG Special, you know, versions of this. And well, I thought it was a bit underwhelming, really, to be honest with you. This guitar, you know, it's a 1200 odd quid Gibson. It should be brilliant. It's not, really. In fact, at the end of the comparison video, I said I was going to sell it. And I did, in fact, stick it on reverb briefly. And then I came to my senses. What you doing, man? It's a Gibson SG Special. Don't sell it. Make it better. Fix it, you know. It's, you know, I mean, it's got some minor aesthetic flaws that I talked about in the review. Shit paintwork, basically. And in fact, I came up with this crazy plan that I was going to refinish it and paint it vintage white. But to be honest with you, it's a little bit too much hassle for my current production schedule. So we parked that idea. What I thought I'd do instead is try and liven up the look by adding a little bit of colour to it, perhaps. More of that later. But changing the electronics, changing the pickups and changing all of the electronics out, because that's most likely to be where the underwhelmingness lies. So now I'll just let you hear what I'm talking about, okay, because you should be able to hear what I'm talking about. I've done a little quick comparison on a couple of pickup settings. I haven't gone through everything, just a couple of little sound comparisons between this and the Epiphone and the Custom Shop one, so you can hopefully hear what I'm talking about. Pickup settings are the same. I've checked the heights and they were identical, and the rig's the same. Have a quick listen to this and you'll see what I'm going on about. Okay, so a little quick demo of the three guitars on each pickup with the tones and volumes on 10. Nothing fancy here, just a little quick comparison. Okay, I'm plugged into the Princeton 65 with the attenuator. It's on 5, I've put it on now, about. Here's the settings here, here's a shot of it so you can see. So it's not too fizzy at the top end. Hopefully it's going to be quite clean. No pedals, just a poly tune to turn it on and off and keep it in tune, obviously. And a tiny little bit of compression, because everything sounds better with compression. Okay, so let's start with the bridge pickup on the Gibson. And that sounds like this. And now the neck pickups. So not massive differences, but noticeable. I hope you will agree. More so on the bridge. It's quite brittle and it seems to be lower output than both of those others. The neck, I'm not sure how much you can hear in that particular little clip, but I've noticed at other times that it's a little bit woollier, it's a little bit darker, and it's not quite as open sounding as either of those others. Again, so it's a little bit surprising to actually be saying that this Gibson SG Special doesn't sound as good as the Epiphone SG Special. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. But I'm sure we can fix that. So, well, let's have a go. I've got some pickups, some pots, some caps, some wire, and some plastics to maybe liven up the look a little bit. So yeah, we'll have a go at that. This is going to take a little while, maybe half an hour or so. So don't forget, timestamps are in the description box. If you haven't got that amount of time on your hands, you can just skip forward to when it's finished and hear what it sounds like and see what it looks like perhaps. I might change the look of it. I haven't decided yet. So yeah, if you fancy joining me for the ride, go and get a drink, maybe some snacks today, and come back and let's get stuck in. Yeah, let's do it. Right, so I'm going to do this in stages today so that if we hear a change, we'll know what to attribute that to, if you know what I mean. Rather than just changing the pickups and the pots at the same time, I'm going to change the pots first and then we'll have a listen, and then I'm going to change the pickups and then we'll have another listen, okay? But before I do that, something else I want to try first. In the comparison film that I did, we discovered that the pickups are mounted differently. So on this one, they've got metal plates underneath the pickups, which the pickups bolt onto for adjustment. Whereas on the others, on the Epiphone, it's got the foam. I think it was foam, maybe springs as well. And on the custom shop one, just screwed directly into the wood, as you can see from these pics. It has been suggested that the metal plates might make a difference to the sound. It might make a difference, and I'm just wondering if it might add to the brittleness that I can hear. So I'm gonna take the metal plate out of this and replace it with a little bit of foam, and then see if that makes any difference. So here we go. I'm going to try and leave the strings on today. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to work or not. Let's find out. Let's loosen them. I shouldn't have to. I'll loosen them a bit. We'll find out. Here we go. The little springs. Pop those in me pot. Yeah, so see the metal plate there. Let's whip that out. Here it is. So yeah, we wonder if that makes a difference. It's been suggested it might make more of a difference with unpotted pickups. That it might create some kind of like reverb chamber. That's been the suggestion. I think these are they potted? I don't know if they're potted or not. I don't think they are they? I see no wax. That's how much I know about pickups. I see no wax, so they're probably not potted. I'm learning. I just don't know everything. Right, shut up. Let's get on with it. Foam. Pre-cut. I cut this earlier. Here's some foam that I cut earlier. Now, it would be so much easier if I took the strings off. I'll loosen them up a little bit more, I think. Yay! Result. Okay, that makes it easier. And then we replace the bolts with a couple of screws, self-tappers. Don't know if they're long enough. Oh, I see, yeah. The problem I've encountered there is there's a wooden channel running down the middle, so I'll need longer screws. Let me go and see what the other ones I've got are like. A little bit longer. Yeah, a little bit longer. Let me give that a try. Okay, gonna have to get a wooden block to put underneath that pickup so that I can do this, basically. So let me go and find something. Okay, back from the garage. So I've cut a couple of little bits of scrap wood, really, couple of little bits of batten to fill the channel there. So I'm just going to put one in for now. So I suppose these should probably be glued in, but I kind of want this to be temporary, and I didn't really have time for that anyway. So I put a tiny little screw in the middle just to hold it to the body. Now, whatever you do, use a tiny little short screw because you don't want it coming out of the back of the guitar. I made that mistake. Here you go. Can you believe I did that? Unbelievable. Swat. Well, I made that mistake, so you guys don't have to. Okay, right, let's see if I can screw the pickup to that now and put the strings back on, and we'll hear it. Unbelievable. Okay, that seemed to work. Let's tune it up and have a listen. Exactly the same settings, and I've measured the pickup height. This is what it sounds like now. I think we can cross that off the list as making any significant difference to the sound, and the extra hole in the back doesn't seem to have made a difference either, fortunately. Next job, I'm going to change the pots. I've got these 550k pots. I've got 4 new CTS 550k. In fact, these are Bare Knuckle pickups CTS 550k pots. I sought these out online, and I got them from a place called Tone Lab in the UK. I'll put links below. I'm not affiliated with them or anything, but you might want to get some if they're any good. So I've got CTS 550k pots, and I've got 0.022 orange drop caps, Sprague. In fact, I know one of them's a Sprague, or as somebody's recently told me, That's pronounced Sprague, apparently. I'll carry on calling it Sprague though, because that's like Prague with an S in front of it. It's easier for us Brits. So yeah, that one is a Sprague or Sprague. That one, I don't know, because it's an older one that I had in my box. It looks the same, but whether or not that's a Sprague or Sprague, I couldn't tell you. But I'm sure it'll do the same job. So let's put them in. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Let's put them in. Here we go. So, the first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the pickups. This should all be quite straightforward. Nothing I ever seem to do is, so we'll see. Right, treble pickup. A bit of solder on the old iron. Off ski. So this is all loose, so it's all going to come out, but the earth wire to the bridge is going to be connected to the pots at the back here, so I'm aware of that, obviously. And I think it's also, now that's weird. That's really weird. Okay. Here we are. Free. Guitar can go away for a minute. So I'm just going to replace these pots one at a time and pop it back in. I'm going to follow exactly the same wiring pattern, except I'm going to wire the caps differently. I'm going to do 50, I think it's 50s wiring, so I'm going to go that lug there to that lug there. Okay, so I think I've done it. I've left the caps loose so there's a little bit of wiggle room. It's pretty manky in here. We really Manky, yeah. That pretty much sums it up. Okay. Here we go. Oh, do you know what? I'm trying to put it in without taking the nuts off. My trouble is I always rush things. Always. And make stupid mistakes as a result of that. Right, they're all clean again. I'm going to use existing lock washers. Let's try again. Let's put some nuts on. I think this pot, you see it, and this pot can be joined by the bridge earth wire. So that's what I'm going to do. Call me crazy. Call me crazy, but I don't think this was wired 100% correct, because I think this earth wire from the bridge was meant to connect these two pots as well, because this one isn't earthed, but I'm sure it should have. I just think it should. I just think it should. I'm improvising. I think I've just got to connect the reconnect the pickups now, and see if it works. I think that's done. I'm gonna have a little tidy up, plug it in, and let's see if it works. I know, for fun, let's just do it now. Let's just not tidy up. Let's actually see if it works. Yeah, I can do that. It's not going to work, is it? Excellent. Here we go, the moment of truth. Do pots make any difference? Let's see. I think that shows us that with the controls on 10, you can't hear any difference really, or maybe. I was thinking, oh, can I hear a little bit? I don't know, maybe tiny, tiny bit. But we'll muck around with them a bit later so that we can, I'm sure these will work a little bit better through the range. Okay, so it's pickup time. Here we are, let's have a look at these. So these things here are custom wound 50s P90s from Murray's Pickups in Adelaide, Australia. You might recognise the name Murray's from a film I did a little while back because I put some of his 57 PAFs in my Tokai. Remember this one? Remember these, which we called the Mad Murrays? I was really impressed with those. I raved about. I mean, in fact, so much that someone thought he was sponsoring the video, but he wasn't. I bought them. I buy everything, you know that. So anyway, Ben Murray, who runs Murray's, contacted me probably when I started this, I don't know, 18 months ago. He offered to make me some free pickups because, you know, he's a boutique builder. He was starting out at that point, and he offered some freebies, and I said no thanks. But he kept on at me, kept badgering me to the point where I thought, well, he must think he's onto something. So I said, I'll buy some off you. So he made me those, and yeah, lo and behold, they were great. Well, I liked them. A lot of you did as well. So I thought I'd ask him to make me some P90s, and here they are, 50s P90s. The great thing about him being based in Adelaide as well is the Australian dollar versus the pound. You know, we win. So this set cost me 150 quid. Basically, including shipping from Australia. So I'd be interested to see what they sound like. I hope they're good. You know, we'll find out. I will put a link in the description box to Murray's pickups. If you like them and you want to talk to him about making you some, contact him. Support a custom builder. You know, someone. He's mad about pickups, to be honest with you. He's always banging on about them in the comments. You know, he loves his pickups. So it's really great to find someone that's really passionate about stuff, isn't it? So yeah, if you fancy getting in touch with him, please do support him, and I'm sure he'll give you a discount if you ask. Okay, all right. Well, let's put them in and see what they sound like. There you go. That's what's underneath the scratch plate. I suppose that's the neck tenon. Okay. We know what's under this because we've had it out just recently. One lead P90 soap bar. So as you can, I don't know if you can see that, but that my little piece of wood split. It wasn't very good quality scrap wood. It split. It's still doing the job, I suppose. So, do you know what? I'm going to leave the metal plate in this one and see if it sounds any different. See if it does anything. It might be nice. It might make no difference whatsoever. Well, yeah, and that 150 quid, that included 2 sets of covers. So, really, because I wasn't sure what guitar I was going to put them in. But I thought it might. I don't know. I don't know. It's a look, isn't it? I might do that. Yeah, I might have one vintage white, I suppose that is it? And one black. It's great to have options. Right, this is the neck. Let's poke this through first and then strip it when it's through. See if it works. Apparently. Obviously, it's difficult until I listen to it back, but it feels good. It sounds good. It feels good. It feels good. I think it sounds good. We'll have a listen back and, well, I'll go and edit it and then we'll have a listen back. In the meantime, let's play something and go through all the settings and all the pickups. Let's make some noise. I'll see you in a little while. So this is what it looks like now. I've pimped up the SG. Yeah, so I've gone for the vintage white as for the neck pickup, the black. I put the poker chip back as black, as you can see. I've gone for witch hat knobs all round. And as you can see, I got a tortoiseshell pickguard for it, which I do think sets it off. So yeah, a work in progress with the pickup colour configurations. These are easy to change though. You just unscrew the top screws and pop them off and replace them. So, you know, it's limited only by your imagination and the availability of different colour pickup covers, I suppose. I'm pretty sure I could hear an improvement. It felt better. It's a difficult thing to try and explain that, how a guitar feels better because you've changed something that sounds different, isn't it? It's a weird one, that. I suppose it's something to do with the feel. I can't explain it, to be honest with you, but it felt like it sounded better. And then obviously I was listening to that sound comparison and I could hear an improvement. So let me just run that clip in, before and after on both pickups. Let's have a listen. So it looks better, in my humble opinion, and I'm pretty certain it sounds better as well. I could hear just a bit more articulation, a bit more oomph. Is that what I called it earlier? Oomph? I can't remember. But yeah, I've added something to it, definitely. These pickups have just brought it to life a little bit more. The margins, as we've discussed before, are always, quite small when you change pickups, Don't go changing a set of pickups and expecting a massive difference, unless the original pickups are utter rubbish to start with. But even the cheapest pickups nowadays sound okay. When you go this route, the boutique route, you're adding a little bit of finesse, I suppose, and a little bit of feel. And I said earlier, I could feel the difference. That sounds like a stupid thing to say, but it's something to do with, I don't know, I can't explain it. How does a better sound feel better as well? I can't explain it, to be honest with you. But, I don't know, it makes you want to, maybe it's more articulate. I suppose it makes you want to dig in a little bit more. Now, I do realise that in the sound demonstration, I've wheeled out loads of effects. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I kind of lose track when I start playing, and I just, I was playing with the bloody wah-wah then for some reason, and the rat pedal. So I forget. If I'm enjoying myself, I just do what I feel like, with total disregard to the fact that I'm trying to demonstrate a guitar. I'm not very good at going through all the different tones. There was a bit of clean there, wasn't there? Hopefully. I think you got an idea. What it's done for me is brought this guitar to life. That's the important thing. I think it's kind of brought it to life, and it's now become an SG special that works for me, that I can play with and I can enjoy playing. And and I was going through, I'm not sure how much of the dark tones have made the cut yet, if any. It's always a lottery what makes the edit. A small portion of what I'm playing makes the cut. So I'm sorry, that's what you got today. But the controls all work better, definitely better than the original Gibson controls. You know, through the range 1 to 10, you've got usable tones on tap. Pickups are more articulate, and it looks better. It does still sound brittle to me. I said right at the beginning that I think a big contributing factor is the fact that this tailpiece and bridge are so close together. I definitely think that's a contributing factor, and I think I will investigate getting a lightweight aluminium replacement like a Faber or a Go-To, because this is pretty basic, bog standard, heavy duty bit of metal that it's not very fancy. So I think maybe we could improve the sound. So maybe sometime in the future we'll look at that. And as a whole, I think the the way that all of the components, i.e. the bridge and the wood and the neck, it's all a bit tight-arse, isn't it? It's all a bit, I don't think it's worked out as a guitar yet. I think it needs to chill out a little bit, relax, and it probably needs to be played a lot. And then maybe it will. People say that, don't they? That the more you play a guitar, the more it all of the molecules kind of start to relax and talk to each other. And I think that at least now I've got a guitar that I want to play. I think so. Yeah, I think it's got it all going for it now. It's one of the great things about a project like this. Once you've done stuff like this, you've bonded with the guitar on a much higher level than you will have just from the fact that you bought it. I've got some skin in the game now. And I've made screwed through the back of it as well. So it's just a part of me now, isn't it? So I will. It's a guitar now that I will play alongside my others, and I think it looks all right, doesn't it? I think it looks cool. Let me know what you guys think. Could you hear the differences in sound? Do you like the look I've given it? Do you agree with anything that I've said today or not? Let me know, in the comments where people let me know what they think. That would be good. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope that's been interesting. If you want to see a slowed down version of all of the soldering, obviously you could just slow down the YouTube film. That might work. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an edit of wiring the pickups and rewiring all of the pots for the theguitaristas.vhx.tv, a special cut with a commentary from me, okay, telling you in a little bit more detail what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. For anyone that is even more of an amateur than me and doesn't, is a bit scared of a soldering iron and actually doing that, putting new pickups in, forget the controls, but if you want to get a new set of pickups and put them in a guitar, it's piss easy, quite frankly. If I can do it, anyone can. So, if you want a little bit more detail about what I did there, check out the theguitaristas.vhx.tv. And, that's one of loads of other extras that is going to be. I'll probably post that next week, okay? So don't go on there expecting it to be on there now. Well, it will depend on when you watch this, I suppose, yeah. If you watch this next week, that's fine. It'll be there. Have a look. If it's not there, it will be. It's in a little section called, I can't remember now. I can't remember what the section's called. Something 101ers. I can't remember. There's so many extras there, I can't even remember what I call them now. So have a look and you'll find it. Okay, that's it. I'm going now. I've done it. It's been a long one, isn't it? Thanks for sticking with us. I hope that's been enjoyable. Come back next week as well. Same time, same place, and find out what we're up to then. I shall look forward to it. Cheers for now. Ta-da.